What's up, guys? Doing a garden update. Haven't seen you guys in a while, so you saw me do a couple videos yesterday. Hopefully, if you didn't see those, you will check them out. I'll give you a tour of the garden, see what's going on, show you everything that's going on. So this will be a garden update for what is this? May the 7th. So let's start off. My lemon balm is growing well. My um, sweet mint starting to spread just like the lemon balm. They're going to be great. So I did some changes over on in my herb garden here. As you can see, those four pots. Those four pots are the what is that? The comfrey. So they're growing, excellent. I just repotted these yesterday because I had bought some parsley. That's flat parsley. That's curled parsley. Um, this is cilantro. I also added thyme and dill in my savory pot here. So um, the big three big pots in the middle had my comfrey, and yesterday I just switched them out, and one of my comfrey pants split in two, so I did that, and then another. I think those two, I split those in two as well. So I've already expanded my comfrey into 5 plants, which is awesome. And so these plants just literally got placed in there yesterday, and I split them up. Um, Show you what I did. So, they come in those cups and they're always just, together. And what I do is split them up. So I break the roots apart and split them up. So this is now split up into 3 plants. So when you do that, it's going to be a little bit of root shock. But yesterday I did this, and these are actually doing very well. And that's because when you do that kind of thing to stop the root shock or to help with the root shock, you want to also do a liquid fertilizer that's high in nitrogen. That will allow your plant to survive during without getting shocked too bad. So when you look at these plants, you'll see them. They may look like they're hanging a little low, and that's just because the roots hasn't established yet, but they won't be. The leaves are still intact because they're that nitrogen is keeping them alive and keeping them well, so that they will survive long enough to be able to establish their roots. So the next time I do a update, these things will be standing tall and they'll be filling out and everything like that. So, you know, same with here. These are doing absolutely, just excellent. So those are awesome. Let's come over here to the cabbage patch. So my cabbages are growing nice and well, pretty big here. Um, I told you guys that I was away and I wasn't able to take care of my plants, but when I came back yesterday, I noticed my plants were starting to get eaten up. So yesterday, I did my organic pest control method, and see this guy right here. That's the those two right there. Three of them, matter of fact. They are the culprits. Those little green things. So one method is to just kill them. Just squish them up right there. Another method, what I did yesterday, because they were all over the place, was is to blast these things with my um, with my water hose. And I did a video on that. You guys can search that, talking about my organic method. So I blasted these yesterday. So it's not a whole lot of them things left, but I will get rid of those on my kale over here. Let's see. Spinach. So if you guys remember, I'm doing a test here. My two spinaches, the Teton and the Olympia, are growing, I mean, amazing. My Bloomsdale, not so much. But my Bloomsdale, those seeds were kind of old, so I'm not going to knock them. What I was doing was to replace the fact that those seeds are old, I was putting like a whole bunch of seeds all over the place in here. And some of them germinated, but most of them didn't. And that's okay. But enough of them did grow that I can still do my test to see which one of these actually lasts long. Okay, so still haven't planted my summer veggies yet. Those are going in those pots there. These were just done yesterday. These are my potato plants. You can look in there. The white stuff is perlite. One of the things where I can't stand perlite, a lot of times it floats to the top when you water. So sometimes it looks really, really ugly. That's why I stopped using it in my beds, because even though it was working, it made my stuff look ugly. Couldn't take it. So I actually, at least the vermiculite is a little more, it's smaller. Look at this, you guys. Beautiful lettuces here. Some of them died because I wasn't able to take care of them. So you see those here, little ones here. That's not a problem. I got enough big ones here to last me, right? So, I end up picking up those ones that aren't doing too well. Only problem is I got more red than I have green. So I might end up planting a couple new ones in those areas, just to be able to get some green ones to grow. Back here, my collards, they were also having a problem, right? But like I said, I blasted those yesterday, but a couple of them are still there hanging around. So I'll get rid of those before I go, because they will decimate my plants. Excuse me. Remember I told you guys about those Swiss chard? Look at them. Look at them. Look how healthy they've grown. They were looking real sad, but look at them now. Look at them now. Told you, Swiss chard, one of the easiest things to grow. Hardy, will not die on you. And they help you stretch your spinach. When you're cooking your spinach, you do half spinach and half Swiss chard. Tastes the same. Here we go. Look at this, y'all. Look at how pretty this kale is. Look at this kale. This kale will cost $1 million when you go into the organic store and buy kale. Look at this stuff. Look at my Tuscan kale. They're just loving it. This stuff, the Dino kale, I absolutely love the Dino kale. It is hardy. These leaves are a little bit thicker than the curly ones are. And like if you do kale chips, oh my goodness, this one right here is much better. And my cabbages at the front. Now, just to let you guys know, the cabbages that I grow in the spring are not like the cabbages that get the really big heads. I do a early kind of cabbage, which gets like a smaller kind of a head, maybe like a little bit bigger than a softball type thing, but not like a basketball type head. And the reason why I do that is because they grow faster. You get them in and you can get them out, and then I can replace them with something and still have a good amount of time. So when these go, I'm going to replace them with some beans or something like that to go in its place. So my lavender is doing good over here. Blueberries. So I had to replace one of my blueberries because it died, and I replaced it with this one. And look at this thing. It already had blueberries on it, so I'm kind of cheating with this one, but I gotta keep it alive. So when you do blueberries, you want to get different varieties, and so all four of these, the other ones are looking good. Stems grown up, they're now starting to grow a lot more. All four of these are different varieties of blueberry, and so waiting for them. This here is my raspberries. I planted those yesterday. I actually broke the branch off on this one. I'm so upset. And so that probably won't produce me anything this year because I broke it. And I tried to see if I planted the stem back, the one that I broke off, if I planted it in the dirt, will it re-root and everything? That probably won't happen, but I was upset that I was rough. I was getting tired and I was rough digging the holes and stuff, and I had these gloves on and knocked the branch off, so it broke. So that one kind of is broke. This one just got planted yesterday. It's getting over its new location. I planted all those blackberries. Look. So when it was all said and done, I had one big, huge Y blackberry that I staked, right? And then I had another one, big woody one that I staked, and then I had two small ones, that one there and that one there. And this root system, guys, in here is absolutely ridiculous. So I put a stake next to these two small ones so that when they start growing up, I'll already be ready. And I use garden tape that I get from the dollar store when I do my staking. They won't damage this, the material doesn't damage the plants, and I always leave a gap in between the stake and the actual plant so that the plant can still grow. Here's my new lime plant. I replaced the old one yesterday, so hopefully this one will do much better. My lemon tree is still doing okay. Yeah, I thought it scared me yesterday because, like you can see here, it's just yellowing. I was like, oh my goodness, this thing is turning yellow. And then I did like that, and all the yellow went away because it's freaking pollen all over the place out here. And so you can't see it now because yes, last night it rained, but if you look at my videos yesterday, all of these buckets were like yellow from all the pollen. So yeah, we're doing good. Let me give you guys another look from the outside. I'm pleased. It looks wonderful. My daughter didn't come with me this weekend. She had some stuff going on, so I didn't touch her little flower corner over there. And yeah, we're doing good, guys. Ready for this growing season. We're in May, so in about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be flipping these bad boys over and planting my summer veggies. They are ready too. I almost killed a couple of them because I was so busy that I didn't water. I almost killed like 5 tomato plants. So I'm trying to nurse them back to health before I bring them out. My peppers are doing amazing, and my squash, my zucchini, and some cucumbers. They're doing absolutely wonderful in the house. I have some sunflowers too. I don't know where the heck I'm gonna put the sunflowers, but we'll see where that goes. But that's it, guys. If you have any questions, remember, gardeners, all of this stuff can be done. This can all be done. Oh, let me show you guys a plan that I'm thinking about doing. So if you look here, you'll see where my dead zone is, right? Where all that stuff, all the mulch and the trees just laying on that stuff. Well, you see there's a gap that goes in that's all grass right in that middle section there. I'm thinking about tearing up all this grass in this middle dead zone and just having that as a place where I can like maybe put some flowers or some other things to grow in that way. I was thinking about that because these comfrey plants, they're going to need to actually be planted in the ground. That's the point of the comfrey. The comfrey drops his taproot down in far down in the earth, picks up all those minerals, puts them in his leaves, and then you just cut the leaves, lay them by your plants, and it acts they compost into a fertilizer. So keeping them in the bucket is not going to actually do what they're supposed to do. I only wanted to keep them in the bucket to get them sturdy enough to be planted, but I'm thinking about planting them there, and instead of just leaving it in a hot mess, I'm gonna clean that area up. I'm gonna plant some flowers, some other things like that, so at least my outline of my garden is also looking nice before you get into the dead zone. So I'm thinking about that. We'll see. That wouldn't cost a whole lot of money because I'm just really, it'll cost a lot of work, but that's about it. I'm just going to turn over the soil, and I may just get a couple bags of soil conditioner, garden soil, something like that, to dig it in to make it look whatever. And then I might end up continuing the mulch, maybe not, or I might just leave it the way it is and just have the flowers take over that section right there. So that's just thought. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, but take a look, guys. Like I always tell you, get to growing. No excuses. There's going to be mistakes made. Keep it moving. Get it done. All right, guys. Peace.